Imagine a world born not from magic, but from desperation. A world painted with the vibrant colors of imagination, yet shadowed by the stark, monochrome pain of reality. This is the universe of our randomly selected film today, a cinematic odyssey pulled from the vast expanse of the IMDb Top 5000. It's a movie that isn't just watched, but felt, a story about stories themselves. We are journeying into Tarsem Singh's breathtaking masterpiece, The Fall. Our story begins in a place stripped of fantasy, a Los Angeles hospital in the 1920s. Here, two broken souls find each other. The first is Alexandria, a young girl, an immigrant from a Romanian family, nursing a broken arm after a fall in an orange grove. Her world is small, confined to the hospital grounds, but her imagination is boundless. She sees adventure in the mundane, and her curiosity is a beacon in the sterile white hallways. The second is Roy Walker, a Hollywood stuntman whose life has been shattered in every conceivable way. A fall from a railroad bridge during a stunt has left him paralyzed from the waist down, his career in ruins. But the physical injury is only part of his agony. The woman he loved, an actress, has abandoned him for the very star he doubled for, adding a layer of profound betrayal to his despair. Roy is a man at the end of his rope, trapped in his bed, his mind consumed by a singular, dark desire to end his own suffering. When Alexandria wanders into his ward, Roy sees not a friend, but an opportunity. He is a storyteller, a weaver of words, and he begins to spin an epic tale for the wide-eyed girl. It is a story of 5 mythic heroes, a grand adventure filled with swashbuckling bandits, exotic landscapes, and a desperate quest for revenge. But this story is not a gift. It is a transaction. Roy offers Alexandria a world of fantasy in exchange for something very real: stolen morphine pills from the hospital dispensary, which he hopes will be his final escape. The tale that Roy weaves is a direct reflection of his fractured world. The heroes of his story are not random archetypes. They are fantastical reincarnations of the people he and Alexandria see in the hospital every day. The masked bandit, our valiant protagonist, is Roy himself, a heroic, idealized version of the broken man telling the story. His 4 companions on the quest are equally familiar. There is Ata Benga, a former slave, who in reality is the man delivering ice to the hospital. There is Luigi, an Italian explosives expert, who is the hospital's one-legged orderly. There is a mystical Indian, inspired by a fellow patient, and the famed naturalist Charles Darwin, a kindly old man from another ward. Together, this band of outcasts is united by a common enemy, the villainous Governor Odious. Their shared goal is to hunt him down and exact their revenge, for he has wronged each of them in a deeply personal way. Of course, Governor Odious is the fantasy counterpart of the movie star who stole Roy's love, a vessel for all of his bitterness and rage. The story is Roy's therapy and his weapon, a way to process his pain by transforming it into a grand, romantic epic. As Roy narrates, the screen explodes with some of the most stunning visuals ever committed to film. We are transported from the drab hospital room to the sun-scorched deserts of a fantasy kingdom, to labyrinthine blue cities, and to opulent palaces that seem torn from a dream. The landscapes are as much a character as the heroes themselves, each frame a meticulously composed painting. The story unfolds with thrilling action, moments of quiet beauty, and a sense of wonder that perfectly captures a child's imagination. Yet, beneath the surface of this magnificent adventure, the darkness of Roy's reality begins to seep through. The lines between the storyteller and the listener, between fantasy and reality, begin to blur in the most profound way. Alexandria is not a passive audience. She lives inside the story. She questions Roy's choices, she interjects, she even begins to shape the narrative with her own innocent logic. When a character is in peril, she feels their fear. When the masked bandit suffers, she weeps for him. Her investment is total, and her emotional connection to the tale gives Roy a reason to continue, a flicker of purpose in his otherwise hopeless existence. But as Roy's despair deepens, so too does the story's tone. The once heroic quest becomes fraught with tragedy. His heroes begin to die, one by one, their deaths mirroring Roy's growing sense of failure and hopelessness. The vibrant fantasy world starts to crumble under the weight of his real-world pain. Alexandria, sensing the story is going wrong, pleads with him to save her heroes, to give them a happy ending. In one of the film's most powerful sequences, Roy, in a fit of anguish, declares that it's his story, and he can do whatever he wants with it. It is here that Alexandria makes a choice. She will not let the story die. She will become a hero in her own right. Convinced that Roy needs the pills to continue the tale, she attempts a daring raid on the hospital pharmacy, leading to her own terrible fall. Her act of bravery, born from a desperate love for the story and its creator, has devastating real-world consequences. It is this moment that forces Roy to confront the impact of his manipulation and the profound bond that has formed between them. He is no longer just telling a story to get what he wants. He is responsible for the heart of his one and only audience member. The ending of his epic tale becomes intertwined with the fate of their shared reality, leading to a conclusion that is both heartbreaking and beautiful, a testament to the power of human connection. The creation of The Fall is a story as epic as the one it tells. Let's pull back the curtain on 5 astonishing facts that reveal the sheer passion and dedication poured into this unique film. First, the film was a globe-trotting marathon that took over 4 years to shoot. Director Tarsem Singh and his crew filmed in an incredible 28 different countries, including India, South Africa, Italy, and Argentina. This wasn't a matter of convenience, it was a core artistic principle. Singh wanted to capture real, breathtaking locations to create his fantasy world, giving the film a tangible, awe-inspiring quality that digital effects could never replicate. Second, the performance of the young actress Katinka Untaru, who played Alexandria, was shaped by a piece of clever, behind-the-scenes direction. For the first year of filming, Tarsem Singh convinced both Katinka and most of the crew that actor Lee Pace, who played Roy, was actually a paraplegic. Pace remained in a wheelchair on set and spent his nights in the hospital where they were filming. This method approach created a genuine, unforced dynamic between the two actors. Katinka's concern and affection for Roy were real, and much of their dialogue was improvised, capturing a truly authentic and touching relationship. Third, this is a world built almost entirely without green screens. In an era dominated by computer-generated imagery, The Fall stands as a monument to practical filmmaking. The surreal, Dali-esque landscapes, like the sweeping dunes of the Namib Desert or the intricate stepwells of India, are all real places. The shot of an elephant swimming in the ocean is a real elephant. This commitment to in-camera magic is what gives the film its timeless, dreamlike quality. Every frame feels like a masterpiece because it was captured, not created in a computer. Fourth, the film was a deeply personal passion project, largely self-funded by the director. Tarsem Singh financed a significant portion of the film's budget with his own money, earned from directing commercials. This was not a movie made by a committee or driven by studio demands for profit. It was the singular vision of an artist who was willing to risk everything to bring his dream to the screen. This personal investment is felt in every creative choice, from the lavish costume design to the unconventional narrative structure. And fifth, the film is actually a reimagining of a little-known 1981 Bulgarian film titled Yo Ho Ho. While Tarsem Singh took the core concept, a paralyzed man in a hospital telling a fantastical story to a child to manipulate them, he expanded it into a visual and emotional epic that is entirely his own. Knowing its origins adds another layer to the film's fascinating history, showing how a simple, powerful idea can be transformed into something completely new and unforgettable. So now the story is in your hands. We've journeyed through a world of breathtaking fantasy, witnessed the collision of hope and despair, and uncovered the monumental effort it took to create this cinematic gem. Which part of this journey captivated you the most? Were you drawn to the tragic figure of Roy Walker, a man who uses his greatest gift, his imagination, as both a lifeline and a tool of self-destruction? Did his struggle to find meaning in the face of unbearable loss resonate with you? Or did you find yourself rooting for young Alexandria, whose unwavering belief in the power of a story ultimately becomes the force that saves them both? Her innocence and courage serve as the film's true north, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, a child's faith can be the most powerful magic of all. Perhaps it wasn't a character, but one of the behind-the-scenes facts that left the biggest impression. Were you astonished by the 4-year, multi-country production, the dedication to practical effects, or the clever method acting that produced such a genuine on-screen bond? Think about the character or the fact that truly stood out to you. What was it that made you pause and see this film in a new light? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to know which thread in this rich tapestry you found most compelling.